Satar, I believe you say it. Sonia, are you there?
Satra, yeah.
Satra.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Son. I am well. Good to talk to you again. Moticize, I love it. I love the video, and I love the idea, and I don't know why anybody hasn't thought of it before. It's kind of a no-brainer, right? It's to combine self-help, visualization, affirmation, motivation with exercise. So why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about what exactly Moticize is and how you came up with the concept?
Yeah, sure. So, like you said, it's motivational exercise, and it's this one in particular, Mindset Reset, which is the first DVD, is a cardio interval program. But what makes it different is that integration of the mindset tools. You're guided through a whole process that includes visualization and goal setting and affirmation. So, in essence, it's kind of like having a life coach and a fitness trainer all in one.
Love it, love it, love it. So you consider yourself a life coach. I'm not even really sure what that means. Is that an official term? Is there like a certification?
It actually is an official certified term now. Yes,
okay.
A certification around it. It's a year-long program, and so you learn a whole series of tools that can help people dive deeper into their mind and body as well, because I like to use both to help them, see what's holding them back or what's getting in the way of moving forward.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not an expert on this, but it seems to me like visualization and affirmation and goal setting and motivation and acting go together.
Actually, they do in many ways. So I think it is a natural progression of everything that I've ever learned. Because the visualization and the and goal setting, well, all of that, but especially visualization, I used as an actress to create characters.
Creation.
And all of the other stuff I got into just as you had said, self-help and all the rest of that to stay motivated, because as an actress, you're rejected a lot. You go on a lot of auditions that you don't get. And so just to stay up and to stay believing and to stay the course, I needed tools to really keep going and believe. And so I loved that. I was always super interested in it, and I had a life coach before anybody even knew what a life coach was. So
it seems like
I know that it's valuable.
It seems like what you're talking about, whether you're talking about acting or whether you're talking about getting in shape or being motivated, you're talking about consciously creating something, consciously creating your life. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Beautifully said. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it's so important. We let life just happen, and we don't realize that we have an ability to be actually active and take an active role rather than a passive role in how our life shows up. Is that right?
It's so true, yes. I mean, sometimes you can't control what happens to you. Sometimes life does happen. However, you can always control how you think about it or
Isn't that great?
What you do with it.
Your
and
response.
That's where this part comes into play.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the same incident can happen to one person and they could think it's a disaster, and the same thing can happen to someone else and they can just turn it into fuel to go do something else that's incredible.
We don't realize we have an ability to respond to how like you say, life shows up. It just, whatever happens, but we have an ability to respond in different ways. And I think that's what you're doing here where you take the bull by the horns in terms of shaping your life, your mental life, your emotional life, and your physical life via the exercise. So we have an ability to respond.
And I think it's also something, it's a skill. It's something that you get better at. When stuff comes at you, especially in the beginning, it might take a little longer to transition. But once you start doing it and you start asking different questions and getting different answers, you'll do it faster, and you won't have that spiraling down, and then you not need to get yourself back up. You'll just you'll maybe go down a teeny bit, and then you'll go back up again, and you'll stay at a more even place and excel. And I think that's the goal.
I love what. Is to excel. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I love what you just said, though.
To excel, because, and I go to questions because I love questions, because the brain is such an amazing thing, and it will answer whatever you ask it. So if you say, why is my life terrible, it's going to come up with a reason for it.
Or if you say, why is my life great, it'll come up with a reason for that too, won't it?
Why is my life great? Or how can I make it even more amazing?
Oh, I love it.
It's going to come up with great answers.
Yeah, it'll come up with answers.
Well. Yeah.
Right. Isn't it interesting, no matter how sick we are, we're mostly healthy. No matter how sick we are, we're mostly healthy. No matter how poor we are, we're mostly rich. right? No matter how anything we are, that's just because we're focusing on that small, we're asking the questions, like you say, what's wrong, instead of asking the question, what's right. And that plays a very important part in motivation. But does it play an important part in Moticize, asking the right questions like that?
It actually does, because Moticize is a series of questions. And so I guide people through a whole process. It will start with just opening your minds to, if you could live the life of your dreams in the next 24 hours, what would it look like? You know, and so just so you have that opportunity to be expansive, to imagine, because sometimes we forget to do that too. So it's like, oh, I can do that, and what if I wanted to do that? So it opens your mind to all possibilities, and then you're guided to make a choice. What's one goal? Because at the end of the day, your brain does work more effectively when you focus on one thing at a time. And so we'll choose one goal that you'll go through this whole exercise and process with, and we'll step into the future of what it's like to have already accomplished that goal. Because here's another cool fact, is that the brain doesn't know the difference between what's imagined and what's real.
That's juicy.
So when you imagine it, it's actually like training your mind and your body for the real thing. Yeah. And that's what we want to practice. That's what athletes do all the time.
Sure.
They imagine exactly how they want it to go, so that your body will respond just like you've imagined.
Well,
so we're training our minds and our bodies to do that with this one goal. Like, what's it like if you've already accomplished it? It's done. Yeah, you're not thinking about it. You're not dreading it. You've done it.
Yeah. From a biochemical perspective, it's not just your brain that believes it's true. Your biochemistry believes it's true. So you change your... Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead. You change your... Go ahead, say what you're
You change your entire biochemical milieu. You change all of the biochemistry in your body by thinking these things, for better or for worse, Sonia. I know we're talking a lot about motivation, not a lot about exercise, but that's really kind of what I love. So I want to hear something, who you like in terms of motivation, and then I want to get into some of the actual mechanics of Moticize. We'll do that when we come back from our break. We're talking to Sonia Satra about her program Moticize, and I think the website is moticize.com. We're coming back right after this. I'm Pharmacist Ben.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joel Wallach, the Dead Doctors Don't Lie guy. There's no reason why you shouldn't live to be at least 100 and have a great time getting there. And I'm going to give you a free copy of my lecture that tells you exactly how to do it. In fact, after you've lived a long and healthy life, there should be only 2 documents in your medical chart: a birth certificate and a death certificate. I'm Dr. Wallach with a warning. If you have a 4-inch medical chart, if you take prescription drugs for high cholesterol, high blood pressure, arthritis, joint pains, and other health issues, the medical profession is failing you. They're using you for an ATM machine. My free lecture is going to reveal what pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know. There's been groundbreaking research and discoveries on how to effectively treat or eliminate over 900 different diseases naturally. And it's all in my free lecture called Deadly Recipe. So call toll-free 1-855-79-YOUNG. Again, that's toll-free 1-855-79-YOUNG. 1-855-79-YOUNG.
So we decided to upgrade the look of our home.
You know, improve the curb appeal.
We decided to add the look of stone to the exterior.
We really like the stacked stone look.
Yeah, but when I checked into the price, it was ridiculous. No way could we afford it.
Then a friend told me about Genstone. Genstone.
Genstone comes in lightweight panels made of polyurethane. They've actually engineered the hassle out of installation. No mortar, no mesh. It was easy. Even I could do it.
We just screwed the panels to the wall and it looks like stone. I mean, it really looks like stone.
Yeah, from the box to the wall in minutes.
We love the look of our home now.
And Genstone is durable, comes with a 25-year warranty, and offers additional R value for insulation.
If you want the look of stone at a price you can afford, call Genstone
at 855-955-STONE.
Trust me, you'll save money.
And you'll love the look.
855-955-STONE. That's 855-955-7866.
We love that you're passionate about GCN. And whether you're a listener, a business owner, or a radio industry professional, we've redesigned the new GCN newsletter to keep you in the know. Get updates on your favorite GCN shows and hosts. Go to GCNlive.com and click on the banner in the upper left corner. Just for signing up, you're automatically entered for monthly giveaways. Start receiving your newsletter today. The future of talk radio. GCN.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
The Freeze-Dry Guy presents freeze-dried turkey, freeze-dried ham, and the no-bake casserole unit February sale. Listen, if you trust the Freeze-Dry Guy, as thousands have for their emergency food supply since 1970, don't wait to hear how great this deal is, because it's unlimited supply. Call 866-404-3663 and ask for our new turkey and ham unit. Normal retail price $359.94. Sale price $251.94. You save $108. And it's chock full of high-quality, great-tasting freeze-dried diced turkey and ham from Mountain House, the gold standard in long-term storage products. Or get the Freeze-Dry Guy's no-bake casserole unit. 153 servings per case at normal retail price of $215.94. Sale price $172.75. You save $43.19. But supplies are limited, and we always pay shipping right to your door within the lower 48 states. Call 866-404-3663 and make FreezeDryGuy.com a favorite and check for monthly specials. Don't miss the Freeze-Dry Guy's February sale. Call 866-404-3663 or visit FreezeDryGuy.com.
Independently leading the way for the nation. Compelling talk for every political persuasion. We are GCN.
Okay, welcome back to The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We're talking to Sonia Satra about Moticize. Sonia's website is moticize.com, and that's Moticize. Moticize is an exercise concept that involves motivation and exercise, and I think it's really important because it kind of reintegrates the two very fundamental ideas that we separate out in our culture, and that's mind and body. But really, mind and body are integrated, and I think Sonia. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's kind of what you're doing, is you're reintegrating these two ideas that are really not separate at all, but somehow in our culture we artificially make a distinction between mind and body. Did I say that correctly? Do you buy into that?
I think you articulated that perfectly. It's so true, and it's unfortunate because the body has so much information. I always talk about body intelligence because often our mind gets clouded, and we think so many thoughts, and there's a lot of negative chatter going on, where actually if you just stop for a moment and ask, well, where is it in your body? Where do you feel that? What does that look like? And if it could speak, what would it say? And you'd be amazed at the answers that it has.
Yeah, our body's always talking to us. It's telling us what to do. Like when we eat something that's bad for us, if we listen to our body will be like, no, don't do that.
Yes, don't do
right?
this.
We all hear that.
Yeah.
We all hear that. We know we have a body wisdom, and we've been taught that our bodies are dumb, kind of, and that we need to have somebody else tell us. I always got a kick out of allergy testing. It's like we're so disassociated from our bodies. We go to somebody else to take our blood out, to put it in a dish, and then put the food in the dish. And we're like over here saying, what's in the dish, doc? What does the dish say? It's like we're separated from our bodies. So before I want to ask you a couple questions about the science of Moticize, but just for curiosity's sake, who do you like in terms of motivational speakers? Who inspires you?
Well, I did start out with I was Tony Robbins. I mean, I really was. It was. I know. I watched that late night infomercial many, many years ago. And
That's funny you said that, because
on that bandwagon, and I actually started coaching. That was my life coach was his head trainer, Joseph McClendon, who's also a phenomenal motivational speaker and coach in his own right, and does actually a lot of wonderful nutrition things as well. But he's really inspired me, not only as a motivational speaker and a coach, but he's given me so much, and also as a mentor and a friend, and so.
Oh, that's great. I have to tell you, Tony Robbins was the first guy I got into when I first got into. It's back in the late 80s. I actually met him in 1987. Before anybody even knew who he was, I read his book, Unlimited Power. Did you read Unlimited Power?
I've read them all. I've done all his programs.
He's awesome. I love that guy, and I love his work.
Brilliant. He really
he's
is.
brilliant.
I know there are people that give him a bad rap.
I know there are. I know. I don't care. He changed my life, and I always wanted to be like Tony Robbins when I first started. Probably you did too. I'm sure a lot of us did. We wanted to be like Tony Robbins. So tell us a little bit about the science of Moticize.
Well, what they found, and this is rather new the last couple of years, is that when they studied the brain, they used to think that once the neural pathways were created, that was it. And now they've found that when you exercise, or that it actually is more plastic, and it can be changed. And one of the triggers to that is exercise. Once you exercise and you raise your heart rate for a period